If you saw my last video, you knew this one was coming, except it's a little bit different. This is the disappointing games that I've played this year. Now, when I say disappointed, I don't mean it's a bad game. I just mean that I played it, and I was disappointed in it. So let's go ahead and get started. There's only 5 in this one, though. I haven't played a lot of games that I've actually felt disappointed with, so it's only 5. So let's go ahead and get this started then. Number 5 is Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Everyone was hyping this up as like the rage game. They were saying like, oh yeah, no, everyone's gonna get so mad. You saw like videos of such, like Markiplier fucking broke his mouse and his chair playing it. You see loads of people you see all these like videos of people raging at it. Am I weird because all I did was get irritated and bored? It's not a bad game. I totally get its purpose, but really? The most rage-inducing game of the year? Nah, it didn't really, like, don't get me wrong, I like it. I like its control scheme, minus the issue with like how it snaps back to the hammer and the momentum thing, which is really goddamn annoying, but I guess they did that to increase frustration. But at no point have I, like, even when I got knocked down from like the halfway point all the way to the beginning, I did not get pissed off. I got irritated. I got annoyed. That's it. I didn't get angry. I fucking got angrier playing Amputee than I have playing. Yeah, an Amputee is literally just a Surgeon Simulator like clone where you just make tea with shitty ass controls. This one just irritated me, which is, if that's as far as you went to go, developer, then mission accomplished. If you wanted me to rage, then mission failed. It's just, this was like one of the times where I'm going in, it's like, okay, people are like hyping this up as like the rage game. Maybe I'll get as mad as I did in Amputee where I wanted to smash my goddamn monitor. No, all I got was a relatively interesting concept, very interesting control scheme, rather clever level design, and a whole load of frustration and disappointment. Yeah. Number 4 is Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. Okay, I know I'm putting a very old game. I know that they made a remake of it called New and Tasty, but I'm going with the original because that's what I played with. God, how bad is that game aged? It just aged so badly. Like, the big thing that disappointed me, like, okay, I've played Oddworld's Abe's Exodus when I was a kid, and I loved that goddamn game. I think it shows that they had massively polished Exodus and definitely took any feedback to heart from Odyssey. Because Odyssey was just, oh boy, about like halfway through it gets annoying and tedious and stupid and overly difficult. I was not a fan. I was not a fan of Odyssey at all. That's what made me rage. Like, that was my rage game. And if that's what they went for, then congratulations, mission accomplished, okay? It's not as bad as Heart of Darkness. Heart of Darkness was fucking terrible. But I was really disappointed because obviously it's like this started off this really cool niche franchise that people, like, when you talk to them, they have nothing but praise for it. I think that's a case of the nostalgia goggles, honestly. I really do, because, oh boy, I did not like it whatsoever. Unfortunately, I'm still working on completing it. But still, goddamn. Number 3, Ukulele. I know. This was, I think, number 3 on my top that I played. Yeah. But I still was disappointed with it. They claimed this game would be like a return to the old days. Well, I hate to tell people here, but there were problems with the old games back then. Like, I love me the Tomb Raider series. Even I can say that it's like it was practically gridlocked, like with the whole jumping thing. Like, Laura could only jump on a certain point, and even the developers admitted that Laura basically worked like clockwork. And it's the same thing with this. It's like, really, guys, were the 64-bit platformers really the greatest we're gonna get? No, there were problems. There were problems. Like, if you like, here's the thing. I think this is why I kind of got overly disappointed with it. It's because the people that were talking are people that, like me, that have a game they really, really like, and they just forgo the bad stuff. And the problem is that there's very few people, myself included, that don't really talk about the bad stuff. Like, we'll talk about it if we're pressed to it, but we're not going to open, like, say me with Valkyria Chronicles, favorite game of all time. I could go on and on about how much I love that game. There's bad stuff in it, I'll admit, but unless someone actually brings it up, or if I'm trying to be very in-depth, I won't bring up the problems with it. Because there's no game that's perfect, and I think a lot of people, like, ignore a lot of things. This is not a case of, like, me being spoiled, I don't think. Like, this is not a case of me being like, oh, well, I have played these new games that hold your hand, and it's going to be so much like this, and oh, it's not, it's terrible. No. I like me the classics. I like me a good classic. I like games that go back to the past. That's why I like Sonic Mania. You know, it reminds me of Sonic 3 Knuckles. I absolutely love that game, but that's a bleeding ancient game. But I had some major problems. Like, the big disappointment for me was the sheer level of backtracking to such lengths. It was like, you go from one side of the map, then you have to go all the way to the other side of the map, then you gotta go back to that side of the map. And there's no, like, I know, again, it's like, oh, you're spoilt by the modern games. There's no quick way back. And it's not a case of, like... And it's a lot of empty space. A lot of empty space. Like, that's the problem. That's why they turned Nuts and Bolts, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts into a racing game. Because there was so much open space, it's like, you need vehicles to get by. It's the same case with this. You practically need a vehicle to fucking get by here. Or a flying ability, which ukulele doesn't have. So it makes it really long and tedious. And not to mention, like I mentioned in my last video, come on guys, the game's only been out a year. Can we get that 64-bit tonic? I really want to see what you guys think this would look like on 64-bit. I really do. Come on, guys. Number 2, the original Witcher. I don't know why people love this series so much, if this is how it started. Apparently, they've massively improved it. Apparently, like, Witcher 2 was practically an entirely different game from Witcher 1. But, going by Witcher 1... the hype that was brought up about the series because of Witcher 3 makes Witcher 1 look like Superman 64. Like, it isn't Superman. It's not a bad game. Oh, boy. I don't know how this game got such praise, but I don't get it. The combat's really clunky. The HUD's really clunky. Even though it mentions, like, how this thing is, it seems pointless. It's just, you go around in circles, you're kind of stuck, you don't know what you're doing. The bleeding... Was it the banging? Was it because you can bang chicks? I don't know. I really don't know. Number 1 is Sonic Mania. Yeah, no, even though I really enjoyed this game, I was heavily disappointed. People were saying that this was the best Sonic game of all time. That this is better than any Sonic game before it. People were basically calling it praise, saying how it's a throwback to Sonic's roots and such. Yeah, but you didn't have to go ahead and rip off entire sessions of the stages. That's a big thing that annoys me in this one. The fact that they basically copy and pasted the stages. They took, like, Chemical Plant Zone, they basically took Act 1, Act 2, cut it down the middle, stuck them together, for Chemical Plant Zone Act 1 for Sonic Mania. Why? Why did you need to do this? Is it because of the plot? Is it because of the Ruby Phantom? Okay, look, okay, it's a chemical plant, okay? There's a lot of stuff in the background in the old Sonic game, okay? Why could you not have had it somewhere else? It could be themed the same. It could be themed the same. I have absolutely no problem with Green Hill Zone returning so long as it isn't goddamn copy and paste. And that is what really, really pissed me off with Sonic Mania. The fact that they had limited themselves to copying and pasting so many parts of the Sonic games. There's no need for it, guys. Green Hill Zone was cool. We don't need another one. And I know it's kind of ironic as well because, like, you hear Sonic fans complain all the time. It's like, oh, another Green Hill Zone. Meanwhile, you got the Kirby fans. It's like, oh, another Green Greens? Awesome. It's using the same thing. Like, that's what annoys me. Because it's the thing that really, like, seals the deal on this for me. The levels which they made from scratch were amazing. I absolutely loved things like Studiopolis and the desert one and such. I loved them. I wanted the entire game to be original stages because, by God, whoever the level designers are, you did a damn good job with them. But no, they had to give us another Green Hill Zone, another Chemical Plant Zone. Why Chemical Plant Zone? Why Oil Ocean? Why Oil Ocean of all the things? That's like one of the worst stages in Sonic 2. Why not? Let me think of another one. Okay, they had Hydro City. That's fair enough. Labyrinth Zone. Well, they had Hydro City for that one. It's like Metropolis Zone. That was a good one. Why Oil Ocean? Why this? Like, when I think back on Sonic 2, I remember Mystic Cave more than I remember Oil Ocean. Because Oil Ocean felt so restricted and stupid. Yeah, sure, in Mania it had a really cool thing with the fire and such, but that's not worth it. That's not worth it at all. Just, that's the thing. It's like, I think if they had original stages all the way through and not just copying several bits of it, then I really do think that that it would. I think that it would have topped Sonic 3 Knuckles, but it didn't do it. It didn't do it. Don't get me wrong, I rank it pretty damn high, but it's not the best Sonic game of all time. I'm sorry, that's still Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or Sonic Generations. Apparently, Forces was pretty crap, so oh well. But that is my top 5 disappointing games that I've played, all entirely unscripted, so I'm sorry for the rambling. Like with my best of 2017, let me know what your biggest disappointments were, and I know that's going to be a lot of jokes in IRL stuff, I mean games. But yeah, that's about it, so thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye!